is Othmar Arnold. I'm contributing to the Week 3 discussions of TCR 489D from Tenna, Switzerland. This week we are looking at the characterization of early Quaker theology. References for this contribution will appear on screen below. We have looked at the times before Quakerism as a movement became evident in the history of England. The time was marked by political instability, by significant transitions in the economic sector, and the widespread insecurity in spiritual matters at the personal level. People were looking for something. When I first concerned myself with Quakerism, I saw it as a reform movement of the English Reformation, with a strong focus on pacifism and social justice. People were disenchanted by the outcome of Reformation and wished to live in a society closer to what Jesus of Nazareth was role modeling in the gospel messages. This impression may be close to what George Barbour described in his work about Quakerism from 1876. The Quaker movement can be seen as evangelical. I don't find this characterization compelling, because early Quakerism was not about preaching the gospel and convincing people to live accordingly. A similar impression may be found in the prophetic characterization of Quakerism by Lewis Benson. His emphasis on the biological relationship with God that will lead to good works as witness for obeying God's will. George Fox describes in his biography his personal mystical experience, which he dates to 1647. He points to the apocalyptic outlook he had at the time and the personal transformation that occurred from it. Fox experienced that revelation came directly from God, and that transformation was not something people had to wait for until Judgment Day or the promised but ever-distant second coming of Christ. Fox also describes that he understands his experience as the beginning of missionary work. He is not to convert people because he has the right religious message. He wants to go out and be a witness for the inward second coming that he experienced himself. He thought it was attainable for every person. It was about individual or collective mystical experience, the characterization that Rufus Jones and John Punchon emphasize in their respective work, that would then lead to a gathering of people under a new covenant, living alongside to the ones that have not yet experienced that inward second coming. However, Fox saw the mystical experience as a gift of God, not as a practice. Of course, in hindsight, we can construct these events as an extension of Puritanism, as a revival of a corrupted church structure, or with an emphasis on holiness. For me, the most compelling characteristic of early Quakerism is the understanding of an end time, prominently featured in Doug Gwyn's and Pink Dandelion's work, rooted in the social, economic, and political context of early 17th century England. The end time seems painted without an image of a universal destructive apocalypse and the church-associated human behavior management tools. It is rather with a prophetic vision of the inward second coming, the way to which will open individually in God's time, a transition from Chronos to Kairos. The core element of early Quakerism seems to be the right relationship with God. It is about direct experience of God and about the resulting transformation of a person's life. God will reveal an opening for the experience in Kairos, in God's time. But the relationship also depends on human agency. I need to choose to answer that call. I need to become still to hear God's voice. The experience is described by early Quakers as becoming one with God. However, how to become one with God is not prescribed by expert doctrine, nor mediated by ritual. It is a unique experience for each individual, which will be expressed in diverse leadings within community. In historical times of early 17th century, people were more or less desperately waiting for better times, with all kinds of hopes and disappointments, manifesting in the social, political, and economic context. A core element of early Quakerism was certainty, which must have been appealing to the contemporary folk in England. The Quaker way was clear on universality and unity, not selection and predetermination, or equality, not hierarchy, social order, ascribed privileges, and security, the plain life. Thank you for your attention. I'm looking forward to your feedback. Good night.